don't run. Mob defeat, fight for fun. Now the hunger's more than crumbs. All the hunters hear them drums. All the liars hide their tongues. All the buyers know I bring the finest, hide the jungles jumping. Con mi mano en la pista, cojones. Explotamos los televisores. Ya tenemos rehén la emisora. A buen tiempo no llega la hora. Esto es como un gancho a los riñones. Como que no con los corazones. Los mejores de aquí, claro que sí. No quiero más confusión.
A comernos a estos macrones, acabando con los transfusores. Yo aquí con el sargento no falla, ni siquiera con las municiones. Tú querías venir con cotorra, tiene pipi en los pantalones. Yogi's cool as can be, under the pressure no flee. Anda maones, start the charge off, on it. Pero fuiste tú que te guayaste, no me vengan que tú lo pediste. Tú creías que esto era un chiste, so you wanted the smoke y te fuiste. And you came to the table to piece it, here to get your fix. Dreaded ace running the shit, we never miss.
Here we go. Look. You can roll with the crowd. I'ma call society's bluff. Hip-hop is a political volcano trying to erupt. When you search my music on Google, actual science comes up. These rappers get on the mic and just start lying and stuff. The industry's like the NBA's executives, man. It's hard to get a fair shot with Donaghy reffing the game, but it's cool. I'ma kick back and kick it in school while the rest of these cats turn on radio, listen to fools. You can dig pretty deep if you're given the tools. Just don't be all that surprised when you're given the news. All I really said was that your God didn't exist, and you got pissed enough to get out there and make you a diss. People get sensitive about shit they know is ridiculous, like religion, astrology, and political differences. Spiral on your computers, that phone home base, with information from your emails to your hard drive space. They know exactly what it takes just to get at you. Blood being spilled over diamonds and PS2s. They don't care to throw the golems in with the Pikachus. You gotta be some type of idiot to believe the news. Heavily trained soldiers with no war, no soil to defend, no turf or home base. People still dying over beliefs and folklore with closed doors that really only lead to no place. 200 miles to the gallon, we got it. But major corporations bought up the licenses and shelved the product. Lately, the FBI's been in your basement. These are the symptoms of a type 0 civilization. I'll do a song featuring the elusive Higgs boson inside the Large Hadron Collider in case something goes wrong. Just give me a call. Anywhere in the world, I'll be there tomorrow. Whether you tryna smoke or you need me to brawl. 1, 2. Just don't think you gon' do something like I'm new to the pavement. I put in work and smoke that Buddha like a rude boy Jamaican. I keep on telling you, letting you know how ruthless this game is, but you keep on insisting on being so stupid and famous. Rappers brag a lot how they smack hoes, but break down the tears when you tell them there's no heaven. Scientists out in the desert creating black holes, but on the Kardashev scale, they're only a 0.7. Aliens would be stupid to visit us, cause all we do is bicker, fuss, and fight over little stuff. Earth dying around us and we too busy to give a fuck. We are the inhabitants of terra firma, this is us. Soldiers don't get the credit, just generals. Justice departments are just as corrupt as the criminals. Maybe if we were more direct instead of subliminal, the damage is being caused to hip-hop would be minimal. It's time to take it back. Yeah.
I'm at the top of the empire, heroes are dead, go assemble the villains. I'm walking with my head up through the mist, then I came back with gorillas. They tried to trump me, but they fucking missed. Yogi, look out for my 6. In ground we trust, you know what it is. Gorilla, gorilla, gorilla. Everything in the jungle gotta eat. There's no hidden agenda, so hidden fees. But they're scratching tigers, snakes, and centipedes. I'm not putting that work, you ain't stopping me. Double back and I'm bringing the progeny. Low technology, couple Valkyries. That's too much hunger, we just need food. We don't need honor, who gon' take it from us?
Nothing but aerial and cowabungas, operators in the jungle. All the logistics are well en route. Hope I could get a few bundles. Got the juice now, I ain't talking punch. Taking all your food, I ain't talking lunch. Let the loons out, with the tools out. Off broken bones, ain't talking stunts.
I'm at the top of the empire, heroes are dead, go assemble the villains. I'm walking with my head up through the mist, then I came back with gorillas. They tried to trump me, but they fucking missed. Yogi, look out for my 6. In ground we trust, you know what it is. Gorilla, gorilla, gorilla. Never asleep on the regular, usually higher than nebulas. We out here stepping on regular. They're back to playing our Legoland. They let the dreaded inside the zoo. Acting a fool, who the fuck are you? In God we trust and we brought the truth. Heroes are dead and we got the proof.
Came here in peace, but you broke the truce. Gave you the prince and you still obtuse. Then you come tell me to hold the tools. Get out of here, get the deuce. Keeping the focus as soon as you go. Matching your energy soon as you don't. Came here to reign, just know that you won't. Snap the spear, that's straight to the dome.
I'm at the top of the empire, heroes are dead, go assemble the villains. I'm walking with my head up through the mist. Then I came back with gorillas. They try to trump me, but they fucking missed. Yogi, look out for my six. In God we trust, you know what it is. Gorilla, gorilla, gorilla.
See, I'm accustomed to people not liking what I say in my rhymes. It comes with the territory. But there are people who don't like how I say what I say in my rhymes. So I'm gonna tone it down just a bit and explain to you how it really is. Cause every time I spit, it sounds like I might flip into a rage and take this anger straight up off the page. And every time I flow, it sounds like I might explode and take this word with me and watch it burning down in flames. And every time I rap, it sounds like I might snap and have to be restrained, but nothing that they blow contains. And every time I write, it feels like I'm not right, and these words are gonna rub them all the wrong way. I always get questioned why my music sounds angry. I wish I could explain the world and say this place changed me. The truth is, as a child, I always kinda felt bad, like I was living with the venom that murdered my old man. Like it infused in me genetically and stained my disposition, so when put in some positions, my temper was far quicker. I guess I should be thankful I never got into liquor, cause drinking fire water may give me hairpin triggers. In younger days, it was the bane of all of my existence, but the older I have gotten, I'm bringing stronger resistance. So usually that means that I'm suppressing a lot. Don't bother saying it ain't good for me, I know that it's not. But see, what choice have I got? Cause if I let these evil forces tempt me, I'll be bashing fuckers' heads in like they Ren and Stimpy. So for now, I do the best that I can to keep the demons on the low just to prevent the mayhem. Check it, cause every time I spit, it sounds like I might flip into a rage and take this anger straight up off the page. And every time I flow, it sounds like I might explode and take this word with me and watch it burning down in flames. And every time I rap, it sounds like I might snap and have to be restrained, but nothing that they blow contains. Cause every time I write, it feels like I'm not right, and these words are gonna rub them all the wrong way. So fuck your favorite rapper is back, hip-hop Galactus, looking at your planet thinking this might make a nice snack. Slap your face until your jaw won't collapse, and switch it up and pick you up from out the dust and tell you, homie, relax. I'm dialing disrespect up to the max, punching boogers out your nose and laughing crazy at your silly tight clothes, or your apologetic flows to show you're scared to get down, cause you ain't rough enough and we can even tell by your sound. So come to me, so unimpressed by that weakness that you express. It's not my fault, I just detest you, him, and all the rest. From time to time, the sentiment is coming out my rhymes, then some people hear it, take offense, and really start to whine. But this is just the way that I rock shit, so loud and obnoxious, with an attitude that's poison and toxic. No matter what you think, I won't stop this. That's probably why my brother Palm laughed and said, dead man, you're not shit. Cause every time I spit, it sounds like I might flip into a rage and take this anger straight up off the page. And every time I flow, it sounds like I might explode and take this word with me and watch it burning down in flames. And every time I rap, it sounds like I might snap and have to be restrained, but nothing that they blow contains. Cause every time I write, it feels like I'm not right, and these words are gonna rub them all the wrong way. No, I won't tone it down just to satiate your ego. No, I won't clean it up just to entertain these people. So what, you're intimidated? Man, I don't even mean to. Before you even get started on that shit, here's the preview. Honestly, you'll just get ignored. I won't acknowledge you, except to say your mama's a whore and she should've swallowed you. Hope that makes you mad enough to leave me alone. How dare you try to tell me how to do some art that's my own? Cause see, the one thing that I learned is that everyone is a critic, and everyone has opinions on how that they would've did it. And everyone thinks they're special, but everyone's not autistic. So if you think that you swaying my process, you got it twisted. My delivery gon' be what it is. It's not democracy. You don't get the vote on my songs or my methodology. You either get to say that you love it or do not like it, see? And I will do the same with your craft, and that's alright with me. Cause every time I spit, it sounds like I might flip into a rage and take this anger straight up off the page. And every time I flow, it sounds like I might explode and take this word with me and watch it burning down in flames. And every time I rap, it sounds like I might snap and have to be restrained, but nothing that they blow contains. Cause every time I write, it feels like I'm not right, and these words are gonna rub them all the wrong way.
So, more development on the Crates vinyl situation. As I went to get my hair cut, came back to a message. There's some new intel I found out about that I did not know anything about. So, yeah, we're definitely gonna get into that. I'm gonna roll up this joint. I keep wanting to say blunt, but it's not a blunt. It's just not a blunt. Sorry, I should have muted myself before I did that. Wow. How's everybody doing out there? I don't know how many people are watching, so. Oh, I guess it's that sick. Hey, I feel you on that, dog. I'm just getting back to my desk and got a video to watch involving crates and just more context. Just more context to what's going on with the vinyl and what's going on with Crates as a company and all the artists and fans who were affected by them. Yeah, it's gonna be crazy. So we're gonna get into that. But because it's also 420, I wanted to get in to one of these. Of course, it's another Greydon Square special, perfect joint. And people don't realize, like, I roll my own joint. I like this becomes this. So it's not like I got like a pre-rolled cone or something like that. I'm just filling it up. It's like, nah, dog. I do my own seal. It's perfect. I do my own filters. They're pretty damn good. I feel like my filters are like, look at this filter. Pretty damn good filter. What are some of my favorite bands? What genre? You talking about all time, just any genre, hip hop specifically, metal? Like, what are we talking about here? Everybody hit it with me at the Sea Lion. What do I like to listen to on the regular? Podcasts. I listen to way more podcasts than I listen to anything else. Okay, I'm just gonna do this. I'm looking for that. But as far as music is concerned, if I'm not just being difficult, but I listen to a lot of score music, like a lot of OST, movie scores, video game scores, wrestling themes. I listen to a lot of stuff like that. Man, when I do listen to hip hop and it's not like GU, it's normally like, you know, traditional boom bap or like East Coast, like Griselda type shit, or I'll listen to stuff like, you know, I like a lot of Alchemist, so anything Alchemist has anything to do with, I fuck with him. Pretty tough. Just underground hip hop in general. Then in metal, you know, you probably, my favorite metal band of all time is Ghoul. You got Cannibal Corpse in there. You got Dying Fetus in there. Static X, Slaughter to Prevail. Amon Amarth. Archspire, they're in there. So yeah, I mean, there's a couple bands, you know what I mean? And then I listen to a lot of city pop, as C Gats would call it. A little city pop going on. lazy dance. Don't get me started in that. We are going to be playing this video that I just found recently that is very interesting. Hopefully we get a little bit more people so I don't have to play it again. It's 10 minutes long. It's as long as my video about the situation, but this, it was just forwarded to me. I hadn't seen it. I had no clue. Before I was contacted by Jorb, I had no clue who he was or anything he had going on. And that's no shade to him. I just live in a bubble. I totally live under a rock, right? But I subscribed to him, and he had a video that he posted on his YouTube channel. And it was called, I bought 20,000 vinyl records. Crates is dead. Now, remember what we talked about? Remember what we talked about? We talked about this, about crates going under. Right? So maybe when we get up to about, I don't know, 15 people or something like that, I'll start the video. I don't want to start it and basically people come in and be like, what are we watching? And usually when the stream starts up, it's about 7 to 10 people. So we'll see. I'm gonna light this up real quick. If you're just getting in, we got a lot of shit to cover. We're going down the rabbit hole of this crate shit. So if you're just getting in and you're just like, what happened? What's happened with the vinyl? I don't know, maybe you go and you watch part 3. Well, watch part 1 and 2, then watch part 3. Obviously, that's a whole stream. And then, of course, part 4. I may shrink them down just so that they include just that. Happy 420. Thanksgiving. Kushbis. You talking about Jorb? I don't know. Depends on which picture you're talking about. If you're talking about this picture right here, you talking about this? Oh, the watercolor. Oh, who's the artist for the pic? Oh, yeah. What's his name? Mike Boyadazan is the guy who. Oh, you can't see it. One second. Oh, that didn't work out so well. Deactivate and activate, right? But yeah, Mike Boyadazan, I think is how you pronounce his name. Don't worry, you guys. The rest of them are in the box and not exposed to my weed smoke, so you don't have to worry about that. They're all boxed up. Are there any vinyls still available to purchase? So I said this to somebody on Instagram who asked me the same thing, and there's been a couple people ask me that. There's about 20 remaining, give or take, maybe 25. And basically, I am putting them up for sale on my Discord. So the people who are going to know first, that doesn't mean people outside the Discord can't buy them. It's just that I'm only going to notify the people in the Discord. Why do I do that? Well, it helps grow my Discord community, number one. And number two, you should be a part of my Discord, because that's the best way that I can notify people who are interested in new content that I have. So discord.com/GrandUnified is the best way to do that. And I don't know why that's doing that. Moo8602. What's up? What's up? Right. Enough of the shenanigans. We're gonna watch this. So, this video was sent to me. I hadn't seen it yet. I hadn't even seen it right up until I got back to my desk, and I skimmed through it, but I didn't really get a chance to actually like look at it. So we're gonna watch it, and this is going to give even greater context of what was going on. As you can tell, the title is called "I Bought 20,000 Vinyl Records." This is by your boy, and I mean your boy, Jorb Loves Gear. And so the man of the day, Jorb, apparently posted a video 4 months ago. It's only got 18,000. This is crazy to me. I don't know how many people were affected by this crate shit. And the fact that only 18,000 people have seen this is wild. So let's watch the video, shall we?
Hello, my name's Jorb. I love gear, and I bought 20,000 records. That's right, an entire truckload of new vinyl records went up for auction. I won that auction, and now...
Yeah, I wish I would have known about that auction, because I would have been in that auction, good sir. However, I'm glad someone like him had his radar on for crates, because I put that out of my mind. I'll be completely honest with you. I don't know how much he bought, you know, these records for, 20,000 records. Couldn't even imagine. And even if I had the money, maybe I would have just been like, you know what? Probably not worth it. My records are probably not in there. I just would have thought my records weren't in there. Imagine going through all those records and then finding 150 sitting on the Type of Forevers. Because that's how much I ordered. It's 150 sitting on the Type of Forever. And who knows, there might be some amongst there that, you know, were undiscovered. But yeah, auction, the fact that this auction came up and it was even a thing is crazy.
Now they're in my living room here, in my garage, in my basement. They're everywhere. How do 20,000-ish records go up for sale, you ask? Well, there's a company called Crates.
How? I just don't understand how this is not a bigger deal. Yes, I know World War III is always 15 minutes away, and that's probably the biggest deal. But like, what?
For the queue that started in about 2015, they were a broker, really. They were working with existing record pressing plants, and what they provided was a bunch of structure and processes that gave independent artists a way to get their music on the records and get those records to fans. They had smaller order sizes, a sort of crowdfunding style pre-order system. Eventually, they offered something where they would keep your records in inventory and fulfill online orders for you. That all sounds great, right? I actually bought from Crates several times over the years. Wolfpack, Fearless Flyers, Magic City Hippies, Ginger Root. That's not really important. The only reason I was thinking about Crates this year even is my band just finished our first record, and we were looking into getting our record pressed on vinyl. Anyway, as the year goes on, 2022, 2023, Crates starts to get complaints about delays, longer than expected lead times. In 2024, they put up a banner on their website saying they are suspending the acceptance of new project starts due to maintenance work to stabilize the service. People are still getting sort of stonewalled from support. Artists and fans start doing chargebacks if they can, disputing things on their credit card.
Okay, so let me go back, because I kind of was distracted responding to a message here. But yeah, to his point, to what they were a broker that worked with pressing plants that they would contract through and be the middleman. So they already were probably had a pretty tenuous business model. It would not be surprising if they were always losing money and they were just doing it. Somebody was pocketing whatever they could pocket, and then this was a ticking time bomb. But I'm assuming that there was an element of this that was just like,
pre-order system. Eventually, they offered something where they would keep your records in inventory and fulfill online orders for you. That all sounds great, right? I actually bought from Crates several times over the years. Wolfpack, Fearless Flyers, Magic City Hippies, Ginger Root. That's not really important. The only reason I was thinking about Crates this year even is my band just finished our first record, and we were looking to get it in.
Hey, I'm gonna go support this record. The Halloween episode, if that's his band, that's a great name, number one. Number two, let's do something together. Number three, that album cover art is silly as fuck. That's dope. 8 tracks. I'm here for it. Probably listen to it on the stream. We got to listen to it on the stream. We got to listen to the Halloween episode on the stream. You know what I'm saying? Like, this dude has done a great service to humanity. He really has. He's done a great service to humanity. Crazy. I'm just thinking about this whole situation, and it's quite shocking.
And we were looking into getting our record pressed on vinyl. Anyway, as the year goes on, 2022, 2023, Crate starts to get complaints about delays longer than expected.
I pre-ordered a vinyl last May and it has not come at all. The creators of the campaign have been updating the people who have ordered the vinyls, and they seem equally upset and frustrated. This is extremely unprofessional from Crates to keep delaying the item and not give a valid reason why. I will not be ordering from again, and honestly, this company is scamming you at this point. I do not feel I do feel for all the people who have not received their order from Crates, and all the artists who have been given this level of unprofessionalism from this company. Yeah, it's crazy.
Lead times in 2024.
Yep. 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 I mean, you're reading it. This is my full-time job. Yeah, it was my full-time job. I had right after this, I basically had to pivot into software and the comic book company full-time. Full-time. Not saying I look, music has always been a thing for me. Like, I'm never gonna not make music, and I love being a musician, but when you have to, you're living on the margins, you gotta make sure that you make this order and that order, and when you lose a whole order of something like this, it completely derails you. If you're on the independent circuit, like, I know there's a lot of people who's like, I get big money and all this type of shit. Okay, I get it, whatever.
They put up a banner on their website saying they are suspending the acceptance of new project starts due to maintenance work to stabilize the service. People are still getting sort of stonewalled from support. Artists and fans start doing chargebacks if they can, disputing things on their credit card. And eventually in February...
And that's the thing. I wasn't able to do it because by the time I realized I wasn't getting it, the company basically, I'm just going to throw them under the bus, PayPal said that I was outside the window. And so it didn't even matter that I went to PayPal and was like, yo, they got me. I was outside the window, and they were like, fuck you. I wonder if I could go now and be like, I just got my shit from another person that proves that they fucked me. Can you guys? But they're not going to. They don't give a fuck.
Of this year, their website changes to this message, stating that they are suspending the service due to unforeseen financial difficulties. They had taken money from artists, they had taken money from fans, and they're just saying it's gone, they're done. I've seen a few places online what I would call just a rumor that those financial difficulties came from falling for a phishing scam where they paid a ton.
Yeah. Because it's outside Japan. Yep. Wow. I think Whiplash are holding all your records they have in stock hostage because it wasn't their fault. Crates got scammed and they owe money to Whiplash, which they can't pay. They owe money to investors in Japan. Most of the staff have gone from the company. The owners and the managers don't care about Crates. They have other businesses. This is not really a systems error. It's usually a lie to delay that they are broke and made a mistake themselves. Wow. Wow. This is crazy. This rabbit hole is so fucking deep. I'm stunned. And I'm not shocked. I'm not shocked that this happened like it couldn't have happened. I'm just stunned at the level of what the fuck ineptitude.
Money to someone claiming to be one of the manufacturing plants they work with. If that is true,
Wow.
that might be the first domino that stops them from paying their actual bills to their actual manufacturers and their actual warehouses, which is sort of how I get here at all. I saw on Reddit that there was essentially a storage unit auction for everything Crates had in one of, I don't know if it's the only, but one of their U.S. warehouses. They stopped paying bills to this warehouse that was doing fulfillment.
So what Vinyl? Man, so I didn't follow Vinyl and that's why I missed this? I thought I followed Vinyl. No way. bid.sherwoodauctionservicellc.com. Wow. And City on the Type of Forever was in this entire stack right here. That's crazy. City on the Type of Forever was right there. Sitting that whole time. That whole time. People were like, great, you fucking bastard. You took our money. You didn't give a shit. I'm not supporting you ever again. And it's just like, I could not control any of that. And yet I am still responsible and I own that. But damn, this is Tyrese. What's up, man? How you doing? Just talking about this whole Crates debacle situation with the vinyl, and now that we got the vinyl, the whole story about the vinyl, and we're at the part where the company goes bankrupt and this dude, is Trump gonna bomb Iran? Shit, probably. I don't know. Who knows? You better not, dog. But basically, we're at the part of the story where the company goes under, and whoever had the product and the stock. So this is crazy because we actually got lucky. I'm sure there were fucking people who made orders whose shit never got printed up. I'm sure that was a thing. So that's crazy. Let's continue.
Their U.S. warehouses. They stopped paying bills to this warehouse that was doing fulfillment. They repossessed the inventory and auctioned it off to me. 20,000 plus.
Your rhymes were prophecy. We're just apes with nukes. Oh man, I have a lot of rhymes that I look back and be like, damn, that was prophetic. I mean, I predicted ISIS. I mean, I predicted, but like through rhyme, sort of like Ouija board type, put some random shit and crack an egg and, you know, yeah. It's all alchemy at this point.
Records, the listing said 15 pallets. It said it ended up being 10 when I got here, thank God. But most of those records, not all of them, but most of them had already been paid for by artists or by fans. And I didn't like the idea of it going to a record store who might not know the story, or some wholesaler who didn't care, you know, where they came from or the story. So I bid and I won, and I paid for the freight to bring them to my house. And I've been working on getting them back to the artists. I don't know exactly why I did it. I know it's a combination of things. One, I thought I could make a little bit of money and sort of treat this as a part-time job.
So let's stop right there. We were just talking about this. And I'm glad he said that. Because I think people get this misconception about making money and what people's motivations are to make money. And we talked about this, so I'm not going to beat a dead horse here. But the sort of general idea is that there are ethical ways to make money and make a living and take care of your family, and there are unethical ways to do that. And I think most people, if given the opportunity, are going to take the ethical route, because I believe most humans inherently are ethical. But it is a relative ethics, and I think it is rooted in survival and scarcity. So that sort of tilts the balance. But in that, I think you get someone like him who is like, look, I'm doing this because there's an opportunity here. 20,000 records at, I'm not even gonna, put the rate out there that, he gave me, but let's just say it was very favorable. And even if it's just that, he's gonna do okay. And if you're an artist, I need to speak to the artist real quick here, because I feel like the artists, I understand why there are artists, and he's going to talk about this in a second, but like the response of some of the artists was not positive and not polite, right? But, not everybody has this ability, and I get that. However, if your fans already paid for it, I'm sorry, you have an obligation to make it right by the fans. You can't just leave them hanging if there's an opportunity out there, because they're just gonna go up higher than the rate he's given, and I will promise you, there's not gonna be a better rate than that. There's not gonna be a better rate than Jorb, who, if he's got your records, the only other place who's gonna sell your records are gonna be a record shop or a vinyl store, and they're gonna charge whatever it takes for them operationally for it to make sense. So I do feel like, hey, if you can, and your shit was just fucked up by crates, listen, you gotta take a chance on that, man. And work it out. I mean, this is in my opinion, this is a very, this person is, in my opinion, a person of opportunity and ethical opportunity. I didn't feel like he was trying to gouge the price or anything like that with what he charged me. And I'm, artist, between whatever rates he said to whatever artist and the rates he said to me, I'm gonna just keep that between us. However, again, I say this to all artists out there: if your fans already paid, I'm getting a lot of messages from fans saying that, hey, I'll help with the shipping this again. And it's just like, man, they don't have to do that. But they're just like, I'm just glad that it exists. And so, maybe there's a situation where the fans can contact him directly, and I'll let him speak for himself.
One, I thought I could make a little bit of money and sort of treat this as a part-time job. Very motivated by big risks. I don't know if you guys want to psychoanalyze that or not. But I think the final push, speaking sort of idealistically, I don't like when creative people get screwed over. I don't like that companies have the luxury of this sort of facade, you know what I mean? There's a company in between greedy people and the workers we're exploiting. In this case, it's creative people.
Damn, I really like his perspective on that. I'm going to back this up a little bit.
I don't like that companies have the luxury of this sort of part-time job. Very motivated by, I don't know exactly why I did it. I know it's a combination of things. One, I thought I could make a little bit of money and sort of treat this as a part-time job. Which,
in this era of inflation and everything being super expensive, dog, you need all the income streams you can get. And I mean, honestly, shit, selling records ain't that bad.
Very motivated by big risks. I don't know if you guys want to psychoanalyze that or not.
I do. I will fucking put you on the couch, my brother. I think people who take big risks often are rewarded with big rewards. So yeah, some people fall flat on their face, but like you, I like taking big risks. I like swinging for home runs. As much as it makes sense to be a contact hitter and use the whole field and swing at things that you know are well within your wheelhouse, I like to tee off and try to hit home runs as well. Ask anybody who knows me from trading and, business opportunities and stuff like, yes, this is the guy. This is the fucking guy. Dog, this is a whole video. It's called, the video is called, I bought 20,000 vinyl records, Crates is dead. That's what this video is called. He put this video out 4 months ago. It has 18,000 views. This is lunacy. That's why I said this was gonna be in so many parts. This is insane. This is Arkham Asylum. This is it is not even. You couldn't make it up. You could not make this up. If you would have wrote this, I would not have believed. I would have been like, yeah, okay, whatever, dog, whatever. But so he, you know, I don't know what part of the story you came in, but he basically bid on an auction when crates went under from a warehouse that was holding their stuff, so that the warehouse could get their money back from holding their stuff. It's the craziest thing ever.
Great to bring them to my house, and I've been working on getting them back to the artists. I don't know exactly why I did it. I know it's a combination of things. One, I thought I could make a little bit of money and sort of treat this as a part-time job. Very motivated by big risks.
Let it be known that capitalism saved Type 4. My man wanted to make a little money. As a Ferengi, I fucking respect that. And I'm not even mad. Because the fact that I get to get this shit back to the artists, or I'm sorry, that the artists get to get this shit back to their fans, as an artist, to repair that relationship is well more worth than what I'm going to spend to get this back and get that out to them and all that type of stuff. So as far as I'm concerned, the fact that he wanted to make a little money, and he even say like, I wanted to fucking make out. He just wanted to make a little money, just a little bit. You know what I mean? Even though I respect Tony Gwynn, but I do want to be Barry Bonds. I totally do. Everybody wants to be Barry Bonds. Everybody wants to hit like Mike Trout and Aaron Judge, and you know, I mean, everyone wants to. Chicks dig the long ball. That's just the reality.
Psychoanalyze that or not. But speaking like, I think the final push, speaking sort of idealistically, I don't like when creative people get screwed over. I don't like that companies have the luxury of this sort of facade, you know what I mean? There's a company in between greedy people and the workers we're exploiting. In this case, it's creative people who just got completely screwed out of money and time and effort. I don't understand how there can be no accountability for that. I think Crates not as an entity, but
Yeah, he just said something right there that was really important. Tombstone, you're right. I don't blame him for trying to make some money. To even do this altruistically would cost him a lot of money. He should be paid for his labor. Yeah, and I think he should be paid for seizing the opportunity. Like how you have the opportunity to make this right with your fans. Like that's the part I don't understand. I took such a hit personally from a business perspective because I felt like I failed the fans. I did all this research. I knew someone who went through Crates. I like searched all the reviews. I'm like, oh, I'm comparing this against those. I mean, Tombstone, to tell you, I did my due diligence. But then ultimately, because of what they were doing that were completely out of my fucking control, and sometimes you could do everything right and still lose the game and still get some shit wrong. Anyway, let's continue.
Of money and time and effort. I don't understand how there can be no accountability for that. I think Crates not as an entity, but the people who ran it and made these decisions and decided it was okay, you know, for this to be the way it ends. Whatever combination of international corporate law lets people like that walk away unpunished is like horrible. It's unbelievable. Anyway, first and foremost, I thought I could make a little money. Second of all, I like taking big risks. And third of all, it's something that, you know, is particularly frustrating to me. Anyway, I'm not the right person to talk about Crate's downfall. I'm not the right person to make some grand statement about how artists are treated. And I have no...
Shit, I am. Let me get on this motherfucking high horse pedestal fucking rant right now. Because I feel like this is one of the main reasons why AI permeates the way that it does. Is because there was a time where artists had no leverage against the fucking industry, and this was some industry type shit. Hey, give us your money and we'll give you what we promised to give you, and when we don't, there's no accountability because there's so many legal loopholes to get accountability that basically would spend even more money that you don't have, that you should be using to get your shit back, to hold them accountable, which the legal system should hold them accountable, which it doesn't. Like, are you kidding me? Like, not him, he's dead on, right? But just, there is a complete failing in the system of accountability when the little man gets screwed. Had there been a major artist that got screwed by crates, maybe this goes to show you they were only working with mid-tier independents and maybe down a little bit. You know, I consider myself like a little, you know, lower mid-tier independent, and yeah, it's great, but I'm pretty sure there were much bigger artists that were using crates that probably people don't even know about, right? And they got screwed and no one fucking got held accountable. So the fact that this is the case is really just a testament to how corrupt that whole fucking system is. The music physical production industry specifically, I can't really speak to, because this was the first time I had ever really made physical media outside CDs, and I never had any problem with CDs, right? CDs are just fragile to ship. But with vinyl, I never tried vinyl before. For years, people were like, you should, hey man, can I do vinyl? Can I do vinyl? And I wanted to. I totally wanted to. I wanted to have vinyl for all my albums, but at the time I couldn't afford it, and also do other things that were necessary for me to keep basically getting royalties and things like that. So it's a fine line to walk when you're an independent artist and you are paying still for your overhead and all that kind of shit. Like, it's not like you're bucked out. That being said, the way artists were treated by crates specifically, I think it's one of the most shameful acts of bad business that I've experienced in my lifetime. I've been screwed over in business. I've been in some rug pulls, but this was a legitimate rug pull. This was a rug pull not in crypto. If you know what a rug pull is, this basically happened outside of crypto, and that should shock the fuck out of you. This was an analog rug pull. So for all the people out there who did suffer at the hands of this, your records might be in this dude's collection. Jorb might have your records. I think we should raise the visibility of this as Grand Unified, as maybe people who did get screwed, they just turned off their radar. They didn't want to even hear anything about vinyl or crates or anything like that. And they don't even know that their records exist. And then, you know, there's probably some other people who feel like they shouldn't have to pay for it twice, in no matter how much they have to pay for it. And I get that too, but I don't agree.
No power to get money. Crates is already taken back to you, back to anyone. But I do have a garage, and I have a living room, and I could send an email.
Did you hear what he said?
About how. Anyway, I'm not the right person to talk about Crate's downfall. I'm not the right person to make some grand statement about how artists are treated, and I have no power to get money. Crates is already taken back to you, back to anyone. But I do have a garage, and I have a living room, and I could send an email like you wouldn't believe, so why can't I be the one to get this stuff back to the artists? And that's what I've been doing. This is pretty much the only thing I've done since they showed up. I walk into my garage, I get a box off a pallet. If it's all the same record, all for the same artist, I email them and I say, hey, I found this many records. The list I have says there's probably this many more in the pallet. I'd love to get them back to you. Here's a price that is less than the percentage Crates took out of every order. That leaves me a little bit of room to get paid for all this time. Does that work for you? And then I alphabetize it into storage. And I
wish I would have told him to keep one or two, dog. I felt like I should have. I mean, we worked out a deal, so it's not like he did it for free. But this is a guy I felt like I would have wanted to have a City on the Type of Forever album. So I might send him one. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is seems like a person who would appreciate that. Jorb loves gear, you guys. This dude he's one of the big dudes in the parking lot for sure.
Keep moving. Same thing if it's a box from multiple different titles. The only difference is if I have a title, if I look on my little list and it says I have less than 15 or so records, I assume it was overage for stuff that might have been damaged in shipping, or dead stock for something that had mostly sold out. And I've decided that selling a few things at market price incurs no damage to my soul. It does not dilute my spirit to try and use those to cover my costs. So they just go right up on Discogs. And I've been to the post office at least once a day since all these records got here. It's moving steadily. Most of the reasons I've been to the post office is to send things back to, the artist whose music is on these records. I've sent as few as 5 copies back to an artist because I looked up the band and it seemed like they were, of a size that 5 more records at the merch table could make a big difference. Specifically, the Shadowboxers. They were very, very nice in all the emails. I think you should check that band out. And some acts have found, something I decided was safe to put on Discogs, and they said, hey, actually, we do want those. And I was happy to take it down and send them back, whatever I still had, which was 9 out of the 10, I think. Shout out Sleepwell. I love the record Pictures of Dogs. And I guess broadly,
what a name.
I should say some people have responded with frustration, which I do understand. In some cases...
So someone said, hey, Jorb, considering I already paid for those records, why don't you just fucking ship them for me like a good person instead of threatening to sell them on the black market? What crazy scam are you pulling? No, thank you, bye. I don't agree with this tone at all. He didn't even... Listen, man. The tone of his original message was so vanilla. And I don't mean to say this like I'm trying to be denigrating to him in any kind of way, so I'm not. I just want to preface this, but he seems like such a chill ass dude that tone in that response is not justified. I can't even imagine what he could have sent. And I get it. You're pissed. You got to pay for it again, technically. But it's at such a smaller rate. He's not charging you a crazy amount. I don't understand. My mind has a hard time. I'm freezing up because my mind is just collapsing under that logic I can't understand. A scam. It's not even like a scam. Come on. First of all, people this is a tangent. People throw around the word scam way too much. Certain shit is a scam, but not everything's a goddamn scam. It's that is one of those things where it's I hear scam a lot in the sort of world, in the marketplace world. Oh, that product's a scam. You just don't like the product? That doesn't mean it's a scam. You just don't like the product, bro. That's not a scam. Anyway, that's a tangent.
An artist had already paid to have these pressed, and there were months of people not getting their stuff, and a lot of them tried to get them back from Crates, and Crates was
years. It was years, and he knows now because he got the records, but years people were messaging me, hey man, not to bother you, but whatever happened to the vinyl? And I had to kind of explain and let them know, hey man, I don't know what happened to the company. We all got screwed. Everybody got screwed. If you want to look it up, it's a whole rabbit hole. And I had to tell everybody that, and some people understood, some people didn't. So ultimately, we are in a place now where I'm sure the understanding is going to be a little bit more, considering that we have them. Am I going to be able to get a hold of everybody? Is he able to get a hold of every artist? We'll see.
Oh, sorry, we can't do that. For someone to now show up and say, hey, pay for these again, even if I am asking for less than what Crates took out of every individual sale, just a couple bucks per record, I understand how that's frustrating. But really, most people have been very excited to hear that records that they thought were abandoned by a company that had no plans to get them to anyone, not the people who ordered them, not to the people who pressed them, or had them pressed, I guess I should say. Most people are very happy that someone has them, knows the story, and is actively trying to get them to the right people. Has been nice. People have been open to it. But that's the whole story, okay? Pay attention. This is the whole point of the video, really. I need a bit of a signal boost. People are not emailing me back. If you are an artist who worked with Crates and has vinyl that was never delivered, or to you or to your fans, please check your email, especially the email that you have tied to your Bandcamp. I've been working off the list that they...
You can't make this shit up, dog. You cannot make this up. He literally is a fucking patron saint, dog. This is just unbelievable. It's unfucking believable. And he's literally trying to find people who are not responding, who I only got a message from him on Threads, but I'm sure he emailed other places. I don't check my Bandcamp messages. I think my Bandcamp email is slightly different just for organizational sake and stuff like that. So, you know what I'm saying? It is Wow. Good for him. Good for him and whoever raised him.
Gave me-
Tombstone, is he invited to the cookout? I think he's invited to the cookout.
It has been like kind of accurate, kind of not accurate. It was just text. I had to parse it out myself. It doesn't matter. Anyway, if the list I have says you had more than 200 records or so, I emailed you before they were even here. I figured I'd find them soon. And a lot of people have responded, but not all. And if it's less than that, I emailed you when I found the first box of your music in the pallets. If you're a fan who ordered something from Crates and never got it, reach out to the artist and find out if they have heard from me yet. And if they haven't, send them my way. There's a chance those records are just in my garage. But not Wolfpack, okay? Do not reach out to Wolfpack. All their stuff is already on the way to them. Thank you, Ann Arbor T-shirts, who were very helpful in picking through the pallets and sending those out to the Wolfpack guys. God, I love that band. If you email me about one record you bought in 2021 or 2022, whatever, I'm sorry, I cannot reply to 20,000 people that happened to. What I can do is reply to 300 artists, and I hope I do, and I hope it doesn't take very long. Maybe 6 months. I think this is just going to be my job now. Anyway, that's really it. I have no interest in becoming a flipping influencer. It's just not my bag, really. This video is hopefully the only time I'll talk about it on the channel. I want to get back to what I actually care about sharing. The stuff that I want to get back to the stuff I really actually want to share. The TR1000 video is on the way, I promise. But that's really it. That's the situation I found myself in. My name's Jorb. I love gear. I do not like when creative people get taken advantage of. I accidentally gave myself a part-time job where I just pick boxes up and put them down. That's it. Thanks for watching. Cheers and so long.
This dude is legit, man. Yeah, dog. I'll give you a fucking applause. Shout out to fucking Jorb. Loves gear, man. So this will be known as part 4 of this video saga. Parts 5 and probably the last part 6 will most likely deal with contacting people and, well, first of all, finishing the book and contacting people because the book still needs to be finished. I talked to my editor. She's down. She's ready to go. She just saw the video as well. She's like, holy shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, everyone's all shocked. I'm shocked too. Everyone's shocked. Everyone is shocked because this was a big project for a while and we had to just move on. So yeah, we're going to be able to do this. It's going to be dope. But like I said, part 5 is going to be just us, finishing up the editing, finishing up the book and contacting everybody, letting them know what's going on. And then 6 is the final resolution, which is getting it out to everybody, making sure we have emails that are valid and contacts that are valid. If we can't get a hold of them, maybe do a little searching on social media, maybe find them that way. But I want to make everybody whole. I really do. I really do. Even the people who ask for refunds, to be completely honest with you. You know what I'm saying? Tombstone, where you at? Oh man, I just gave myself a fucking part-time job by getting these vinyls out to the fans because I still got Majesty Reader stuff we got to do before, you know, we launch our Kickstarter into orbit. I think our Kickstarter is gonna be crazy. You know, Tombstone, after I sent you that message about Star Citizen crashed on us. Literally, I was like, Star Citizen's the best it's ever been, and then it fucking just crashed, dog, and I'm just like, no fucking way. So that's pretty much it. It's pretty crazy. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I couldn't believe it myself. But I'll just chuck my phone. There we go. It is very beautiful. I will say that. It is very beautiful. Even the spine, like the spine. And it was Mr. Dabbs who designed this. And I'm gonna be able to sign these in here. This is a thing I really looked forward to too, was I would sign a lot of shit on the road, and my CDs were sort of designed to be signed in certain ways. I would leave certain areas, you know, just available. So I made sure that you could see the entirety of the image. This is actually the only way you could see the image without it being cropped. So that's what that was. And then, of course, it's a double record. So it's got two in there, and they're both double-sided. So wow, them motherfuckers were heavy too. Heavy as fuck. Oh man, that's gonna be a thing, a fucking job. But anyway, go and subscribe to Jorb. Jorb is dope. Jorb is a friend of GU, as far as I'm concerned. Oh man, that's so crazy. All right. Any other questions about that? I think we're solid on that. Probably gonna jump off, do some work a little bit, prepare for my Monday tomorrow, which is, I know, Tuesday. But Majesty Reader, we got a bunch of stuff for Majesty Reader. If anybody wants to support me personally, patreon.com/majesticcomics is my personal Patreon. So if you're interested in that, you could always subscribe to that. Yeah, there's so much going on. Tombstone, you still in the chat? All right, everybody. I will see you guys later. Thank you for hanging out and watching that video with me. Shout out to Jorb. Man, what a turn of events. I'll see you guys later. Peace, peace. Look out for part 5.